Muskegon Heights is definitely a community where they've had to struggle, but in that struggle, they found ways to survive and thrive in it. When you really get into the city and start to meet the people, you see that the spirit here is amazing. Everybody cares about one another and tries to help each other as much as possible.
Muskegon Heights has an exceptionally strong entrepreneurial spirit.
There's a lot of people out there that have side hustles and dreams of moving on to something bigger.
And the idea of an economic hub was brought about, and that has now become the Blueprint Project.
You got people who are committed to a work and who are passionate, but we have partners who are focusing on our sustainability.
I feel like the sky's the limit. There's a lot of great organizations here in Muskegon, and I think the Blueprint Project is going to be right there with the rest of them.
Muskegon Heights will never be the same. This initiative is going to change the city. I believe that.